Hello everyone, Dekzeh here, and I'm back with another narration for the CALLOUS Invitational. I'll apologize in advance because as I'm a little bit sick, my voice is not gonna be at its best, but I'll try my best to just not let it get it in the way. The game that I'm going to narrate today is gonna be between Triangles and UD, as you can see. Two veterans of CALLOUS Invitational. We're in the round 1 of the main event right now. I don't think either of those players need any introductions. They've both been around forever, putting up good results and good performances in SPL and CALLOUS Invitational itself. So yeah, let's just jump right into game 1. We see Triangles at the bottom and UD at the top, and we see Tyranitar into Whizzing. Now UD is actually one of the biggest Whizzing enjoyers in the community. There's gonna be some fast Will-O-Wisp, probably Taunt Explosion, and then something else. And Tyranitar, we really don't know much. See a Storm switching in, probably expecting a Will-O-Wisp, but that's an HP fighting. And Whizzing does get left over, so that's interesting, I suppose. And we see a Thunder Wave on what presumably the Sludge Bomb or Explosion. It's hard to say. And a Surf, so this Whizzing has to be trying to explode there. There's no other case where you would stay in on Starmie. And just thinking about it, like if you're trying to explode on Starmie this early, what could that even indicate? Maybe spikes in the back somehow? Maybe Pokemon that really want Starmie going, like Moltres or Charizard? Something like that. Those are like the first things that could come to mind. But yeah, very unlucky start for UD there, getting double, full paralyzed with the Whizzing, while presumably trying to explode on the Starmie, and it just dies to a Surf. So, and we see a Regice, so really weird that UD wouldn't just switch Regice in Thunderbolt on the Blitz. So very straightforward team by Triangle so far, and very, I mean, we see two Pokemon who are BL in the first two revealed. Metagross is a lot more standard though. We see a Protect on HP Grass, so I'm not sure I really understand much about what's going on with UD's team right here, but it doesn't look like he's in that great of a position, mainly because of the full paras with the Whizzing. But this Metagross looks really annoying for Starmie right now. And like this Metagross being able to 2-hit kill Starmie alongside the Regice makes me really surprised that he just let the Whizzing die. As we see an Ice Punch Metagross, what even is this? Do you run Earthquake? Do you run Explosion last? It has to be Explosion last, right? Okay, I don't have many words for UD's team. It looks like some sort of trying to explode down like special walls with this weird Metagross that probably has Explosion last, Explosion Whizzing, Explosion Regice. But then we see the Toxic Suicune, so that doesn't seem like the best win condition set for Suicune. The Blissey is Toxic here, and Regice will force it out into Swampert. And outside of Blissey, nothing wants to take hits from Regice here. So it's not the worst situation for UD to be in here, as we see HP Grass on Regice as well. And that just kills the Swampert. I'm just kinda astonished. I'm trying to figure out the idea behind like UD's team. With the way that he has been playing, with the Whizzing, trying to explode very aggressively on Starmie despite having the Regice, with this weird Metagross and like Toxic Suicune, it has to be some sort of like strong special attacker in the back. But I have no idea what. And Triangle's thing just like a lot more standard. In this shell it's probably Dekzeh or Claydol last. But it could even be an Aerodactyl though. As we see Rock Slide, then Regice leaves that. I would expect a Dekzeh follow up here. Pretty likely, right? Nope, we just see Suicune come back in and double into Metagross on the Blissey. Is this when we see the explosion? As we see Tyranitar switch in on the HP Grass. Really good play there by UD. Good mid ground that was covering both Starmie and Tyranitar. He knows that Triangles will try to... Oh my god. So basically he knew that Triangles was expecting the explosion and he wanted to protect Blissey. HP Grass was just a really good mid-ground, covering both Tyranitar and Starmie switch-ins. Really unlucky to get crit there. So Triangle's just getting all the lucky breaks with the paralysis on Whizzing, and now this crit on Metagross. He looks to be in a very advantageous position right now. This Suicune could actually just win though, if you really think about it, with Toxic, Calm Mind, Rest. Like, what's beating it? It's not the Protect Salamence, it's not Tyranitar. Maybe Tyranitar could do something if you force it to rest. We do see the Calm Mind Blissey, so this is the one case where Toxic Suicune is really gonna pay off. Because it's the only way that you can really beat Calm Mind Blissey. And even then it's not like super reliable, right? So... Oh, Triangles doesn't rest there, that's interesting. That's very aggressive staying in here. This definitely has to be a rest team here. And Triangles just has to capitalize on this. Double switch into something. As we see the Doug trio. But UD makes the call and Hydro Pumps. Is this actually not rest? This is... I guess, I mean, I was expecting a rest there, so I probably would have gone with the same play there. But Hydro Pump just makes me think this is not rest at all. Really wild stuff from UD here. Like, what is this team? We do see that Salamence is faster and still does get the kill. And we now see a Tyranitar, which is looking like a gigantic threat here. And if this is Jolly, may as well just sweep. Or if it's Lun even. We do see that it's Jolly, connects the Rock Slide. The Salamence won't even kill with Brick Break. We can just go for another Dragon Dance here. We see the Blissey sacrifice on Rock Slides, but dodges. Don't think it should matter. Yeah, this Tyranitar is just gonna clean up, right? What an insane game. Triangle's getting all the lucky breaks. And you deal with a really weird squad that somehow just worked out really well for him here. Can you even try to do something with the Salamence? Dodges a Rock Slide, but it doesn't even have Brick Break or Hydro Pump or anything to touch Tyranitar. Dragon Claw is gonna be a 3-hit KO. Dodges another Rock Slide. I mean, maybe there is a way. If you dodge another one, and the last one is probably something like a Zapdos or Moltres. Okay. The thing is that Tyranitar is really low. When we use a Charizard, this is huge, right? We do see that Charizard took Sandstorm damage first, so it probably is faster. And if it is, it could just finish it off the Mainstream Flamethrower, and Tyranitar is just so low that it dies to any move as well. It could also be a speed tie, maybe it's a Rock Slide Salamence, even though I doubt it. We just see a Fire Blast connect. That could have missed it, could have been bad, but it wasn't. Oh my god, my voice is going, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, Charizard just cleaned up at the end there. What a weird game. I feel like I spend more time trying to figure out UD's team than commenting on the game, so very, very creative stuff. And the Charizard in the back really connects with him trying to blow up the Weezing on Starmie on the very first turn of the battle, if you guys remember of that. And yeah, I have to assume it is Explosion last on Metagross, right? Also really weird set, just don't see Ice Punch Metagross that often. And this also has to be an Explosion, and this Suicune is probably Ice Beam last, I imagine. This HP Grass Energize really caught the Swampert off guard, which allowed the Tyranitar to go really, really in and break holes for Triangle's team, letting the Charizard sweep. So just a very offensive, creative squad by UD, as he's known for piloting. But yeah, 1-0 for UD, and let's jump into game number 2. We see a Skarmory lead and a Metagross lead, so much more standard lead for UD this time, but we see another Thunder Punch. Okay, that did a lot, I was about to say, but we see Salak Berry Skarmory. Salak Berry Teeth Skarmory, that is honestly so cool. I assume it's Ender Salak Teeth something, and now we see UD this time does manage to explode on the Starmie after dodging an explosion that would not have killed. And a Calm Mind Celebi, so much more offensive squad by Triangles this time. And UD revealing the Skarmory, so much more standard build with Metagross plus Skarmory. And yeah, Triangles just appear to be running a special offense of sorts with Starmie Gengar and Calm Mind offensive Celebi. And honestly, I feel like QD is just in a really good position here. My bad, I had to cough for a second. And we see another Regice, and this is the perfect Regice matchup. Oh, and he catches the explosion of his own Gengar. So, Triangle's entire team just focus on blowing up on specials such as Blissey or Regice or Snorlax. And the fact that he couldn't, his Starmie is already dead because he got exploded on. His Gengar is now dead because it exploded on opposing Gengar. It's just not looking good for him, and he even has to play with with spikes down because he couldn't pressure Skarmory enough. Regice looks like he's just gonna win at this point, right? This Pokemon just has an insane matchup. As we see a Dugtrio from UD switching hard into Celebi onto the Psychic and easily leaving that. Do we see Giga Drain here? See that it leaves H-Bug and Psychic. So this is either Baton Pass or Recover. Either way, it's not outspeeding this Gengar, it's just gonna die here. You can't really switch out because nothing switches into it and there are spikes down. We see Dugtrio trying to go for the lucky flinch, does not get it, and now it's just the Swampert versus the Word. So very quick, very convincing win for UD this time. With 2 Regices in 2 games, not something people would normally expect to see, but it really worked out well for him. In the first game, it actually did a lot of work by killing the Swampert and forcing the Blissey out alongside Toxic Pressure and threatening explosions. And in this game, you just had a perfect matchup. This is the perfect Regice matchup, right? Because, yeah, it just has no switch-ins. It's not easily Dugtrio trappable. At least, like, it's harder than Blissey because it doesn't die to beat up. And will literally always kill with any Ice Beam. So, yeah. Even despite all the lucky breaks that Triangle had on his end, game 1, it just wasn't enough. UD just came out on top and in a very convincing manner. So let's see if Triangles could maybe find a way back from the losers bracket. And UD goes on with a 1-0 record. Hope you guys enjoyed this narration.